Hey guys, Nick here from Attrell Toyota here in the Brampton Auto Mall, and you are looking at the 2021 Toyota Camry SE Hybrid. Now, just from the get-go, you can tell that this is definitely an SE model due to all of the sport tuning on the outside. It looks very sporty, and it has all kinds of nice little dark touches just to give it more of an elegant, aggressive design. And so as we start off over here at the front, I just want to show you just this grille that really shows off the sportiness of this car. As you can see, you've got these nice aggressive LED headlights, I should say. Just a beautiful looking car all the way through. That honeycomb grille that goes off through the bottom really gives you a very, very nice sharp design, as well as the sharp accent here that really just gives a point to this beautiful Toyota logo. Now, as you can see the blue highlights in this logo telling us that it is a hybrid. In fact, it also does serves a dual purpose, as it shows that, or it hides rather, the Toyota radar system that we use for our pre-collision as well as our dynamic radar cruise control. And so really, as you can see just off the hop, this is one of those beautiful, beautiful sporty cars that Toyota has brought. And one of the coolest things I think of when I think of this car is I really think of our Toyota president, Mr. Toyota himself, who actually said that we would have no more boring cars, and I think they've really delivered when they bring out this beautiful Camry SE upgrade with the hybrid package. Now, as you can see these beautiful, beautiful 18-inch alloy wheels right off the hop here, just beautifully wrapping around these wonderful all-season tires that we have going on here, and it's just a beautiful looking car through and through. It's got nice black accents with a nice bit of chrome as well that just really highlight that this is not only just a sporty car, but also an elegant design car as well. Now, as you can see, it is also wrapped in a beautiful pre-dawn gray mica, but there are some other colors that you can pick as well. And maybe if you're watching this video a little bit more into the future, maybe your SE Camry Hybrid has a little bit of a different color. The other colors you can get are super white, celestial silver metallic, midnight black metallic, as well as supersonic red. And so this car is just a beautiful looking design. It is put on our new TNGA platform that Toyota has brought out. All of our cars now are being built on. Just has a nice stronger chassis, just a better built vehicle altogether that just helps us with our practicality, our fun, but also our performance as well. Now, as we come around the back, you're just going to see you got some nice smoked taillights to go with the smoked headlights at the front. Really brings out, again, this sporty design. You got a nice spoiler at the bottom, as well as quite a few exhaust tips down here at the bottom. I'm just going to spin around so that you can see. You got the dual tips on the left side, as well as this beautiful, nice cowl at the bottom that really just extenuates this beautiful, sporty look to the car. As we come back around, you just see that this car as a whole, as I zoom out, as I zoom out, really does have a beautiful look through and through, and it's not mistakable that this is a sportier edition of our Camry. Now, as you bear with me, we're going to have a look on the inside. We're going to take it for a drive, and then we're also going to look at the trunk, the back seat, as well as the engine itself. So bear with us as we move on. All right, guys, now we're going to check out the interior of this car, but before we do, I want to show you how to get into this car. Now, this Hybrid SE is really equipped with our Toyota smart key system, and what that allows us to do is be able to unlock and lock without even having to take this key out of our pocket. But you also have the ability to open up your trunk as well as use your panic alarm. Now, as we approach the vehicle, I'm just going to show you how this system works. So as we walk up, you can see that you can lock the vehicle just by pressing on that there. And then you can also unlock the vehicle with the two chimes. You'll know that the vehicle itself is unlocked. Now, I'm just going to zoom out for a second here and show you just the interior of this vehicle. And as you can see just from the beginning, this is a really rich interior. It's very well laid out. It looks beautiful, absolutely stunning to me from the outside looking in, and it really gives the Camry just a nice credibility, as well as being a luxury vehicle alongside being a sportier vehicle. Now, you can see that it does have these beautiful Softex leather seats mixed with a little bit of cloth there in the middle that just gives it a sportier look to it, but also a very comfortable seat for you to enjoy as you're driving down the road. Now, let me just get in here for a second. I'm going to talk a little bit more about all the other stuff that this car has to offer. now as we look inside, you can see it's a very well laid out cabin, very comfortable. It's for someone like myself who's a little bit taller, it is very, very comfortable to sit. The sight lines are beautiful. You're able to see very clearly outside as well as through the back through your mirrors. It's a very, very comfortable driver's car for sure. Now I mentioned the Softex leather interior. I also want to mention that it does have heated Softex leather front seats. So the front seats for the driver and passenger respectfully are actually heated as well, which is very, very comfortable feature, especially in the 6 months to a year it seems like that we have winter here in Canada. Now as we move forward, one of the other infotainment things that is offered with this beautiful car is you can get Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. They come standard with the vehicle. When you plug in your USB, you're going to be able to use your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay rather, respectively in this vehicle as well. Now, as you can see, it does come with a 9-inch touchscreen, and as I start this vehicle, I'll be able to show you a little bit more of the infotainment system as well as the electronics themselves. Now, I'm going to turn off the other, just so that we can actually hear. Now, as you can see, this is our 9-inch touchscreen display. Now, it does have a bunch of different options. When you're using your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you are able to use navigation. This car does not come with embedded navigation, rather, but you are able to use your Waze Maps, your Google Maps, or your Apple Maps, respectively. Now, one of the things that it does come with, which is very handy being a hybrid, is it does show you your energy monitor, which is going to show you where the power is being distributed throughout the vehicle and whether or not you're using the electric motor and battery or the engine respectively at each time. Now, one of the cool thing that you can see with this vehicle and all of the electronics that it has is it does have remote service and safety connect. Now, to show you safety connect, I'm just going to tilt up my phone right here. And you're going to see this SOS button. Now that SOS button is our Safety Connect system. And what it does is it connects you with a live agent should you ever get in an accident. Now the beautiful thing about this system is that if you get into an accident, God forbid, you will actually be, the car itself will actually call this person for you and get you in touch with emergency services as soon as possible. Now should you ever get a flat tire or maybe you're lost, you can actually pull down on that button and then press it and be able to talk to that live agent as well. To get directions or to get some help should you need it. Now, we also have Service Connect and Remote Connect, both of which are very, very handy systems as they are basically set up to be able to help you with your vehicle. Through Service Connect, we can talk to the car from our dealership to see if there's any problems going on with it, as well as Remote Connect is from your phone, you're able to unlock, lock, or check the status of your vehicle respectively. So very, very handy systems that work with this car. Now, furthermore, we also do have a couple of other options here that you can use within this 4.2-inch multi-information display. There's a bunch of different information you can see about how your car's performing. You can see how much fuel is left. As you can see, this car is right now just below half a tank and you still have 212 kilometers of range left, which is very, very handy. You do also have your odometer as well as your parking indicator and a clock, as well as even being able to see the temperature outside. So you can see your energy monitor, you can see a digital display, you can also see what's on the radio or your Bluetooth and what's playing music-wise. And finally, you can also look at some of the different Toyota Safety Sense options that come with your vehicle through these last two sections here. Finally, this is your last section here for your different Toyota Safety Sense systems. Finally, as we can see, rounding out the cool interior features, you do have wireless charging here that you can use for your phone. You do need to have a Qi wireless charging compatible phone, like a new iPhone or a new Android, respectively. And it's a very, very nice system where it's able to actually charge your phone without even using without even using a cord, hence the wireless name. So you can just lay your phone down and it will charge. Now, to use your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay, you will need to use a cord to do so, which will charge your phone, so that can also be something to consider as well. And then finally, on our steering wheel here, you have a beautiful leather wrap steering wheel that does heat, again, for those really, really cold climates that we get here in Canada. That is really helpful for drivers to warm up their hands as they're driving to work in the morning or even at night. Now bear with me as we go for a drive in this beautiful 2021 Camry SE Hybrid. Alright guys, now we're going to take this beautiful Camry for a drive and we're going to talk a little bit about the safety features, the performance, and the ride itself. Alright? So as we go on this little closed course that I have here just around the corner from our dealership, I want to first be able to tell you about the performance of this car. It's very, very comfortable, but it's very, very sport tuned and really gives you a fun drive. Many times people think of a Camry, they think of something that's practical, maybe a little bit luxurious, but not necessarily fun to drive. Well, this new Camry, especially for 2021, has really changed the game. As we can see, just in our normal driving modes, the pickup is really, really nice. The engine gives us a really nice sound as we accelerate, and the car is smooth right through from acceleration just to the cruise. Now that really helps because we have these wonderful Softex leather seats that we're sitting in, and so they really give you a ton of support, as well as they really just give you a wonderful feel to the drive itself. The sight lines are very good as well when it comes to the driver's experience. You're able to see right across the field of view. Nothing seems to be impeding your driver's view. It's actually a very, very well laid out system altogether. Now I talked about sport mode earlier, and you can look at the fact that it's got sport, normal, and eco mode. Eco mode stands for just being able to drive as economically as possible, using the least amount of fuel, and really taking the most advantage of that hybrid synergy system. The normal mode just gives you our factory settings for driving. And finally, the sport mode is really what unlocks the fun part about driving this car. Now, when you buy a Toyota nowadays, you really buy them for safety and reliability. And this Camry is loaded with safety features. What we have in this specific car is our Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus system. And what that system offers is quite a few different safety features that really protect this car from a 360-degree perspective. So when it comes to the rear, you've got your rear cross traffic alert, which really helps you when backing out of spaces, when backing into spaces. It's going to protect you from hitting other vehicles. You got your blind spot monitor that helps you on both sides of the vehicle from hitting someone who's coming alongside you, or especially as it says, from driving in your blind spot. And then finally, we have a whole litany of different options that help protect the front of the vehicle as you're driving. You've got a pre-collision system, you've got your dynamic range cruise control, as well as other soft touches such as our automatic high beam system. Now finally, rounding out our Toyota Safety Sense is our lane tracing alert, as well as lane tracing assist, which really helps us keep this car in between the lines, which is the safest place to be, but also where you can have the most fun. Now, as I put this into sport mode, you're going to be able to hear and feel just how strong this engine is, but just how fun it is to drive as well. So as we put the hammer down, you can just hear the sound of the engine as we're accelerating. You can see that it's very, very quick, and it's also very, very handy to be able to pass someone on the highway or to join in with someone on the highway as well. So all in all, you've got the safety, the reliability, but also with the sport package, a lot of fun to drive as well. So all in all, this Camry really has changed from being just luxurious and reliable to now being a ton of fun to drive, while also keeping its same characteristics that we've known for a long time. Now, bear with me as we go and check out the back seat of this car. All right, guys, now let's have a look at the back seat of this Camry. As you can see, there's a ton of space. This bench seat is wrapped in our beautiful Softex leather, just like the front seats as well. But there's a ton of space in here, and I'm just going to hop in. Now, being someone who's tall, like I've mentioned before, this seat is extremely comfortable. The back seat has tons of room for your knees. You've got all kinds of space. The driver's seat I was just sitting in is very comfortable for someone who's big as well, but it's also set back far enough for someone to be comfortable while still giving enough space for someone of the same size to sit in the back. So all the way through, just a really, really comfortable space to sit in. The seats, similar to other videos like you've seen with our Corolla, are curved, so it's easier to fit some more space in the back for your knees respectively. But it is a very, very comfortable vehicle all the way through and through. Now, as you can see, just the sight lines in here are beautiful, but the other last thing I want to show you while sitting in the back seat is this beautiful powered moonroof. Now, you thought I'd forget about the powered moonroof, but I have not. The reason I talk about the moonroofs in the back seat is because it really opens up the entire cabin to a whole lot more light. Just gives this car a whole better feeling, just brightens it up. But even at night when there's stars outside, it just gives a whole other feel to the inside of these vehicles when you have a powered moonroof. That is definitely something I'd be looking for in a new vehicle for sure. And this Camry comes well equipped with one right off the lot. Now, as we hop outside, I'm going to also show you the trunk of this car. And the Camry trunk is well equipped. It's got tons of space for all kinds of stuff. Now, as you can see all the way into the back there, the seats do fold down like a traditional sedan and gives you all kinds of more space. But look at the size of this trunk. You can fit an entire hockey bag, maybe even 2 in the back here, as well as a ton of stuff from IKEA or the grocery store, wherever you may be shopping. So there's all kinds of space in this car, and this car really does give you some utility, even though it's a sedan. And so some people may be thinking that the sedans are going out of style and that people aren't buying them anymore, but there is a ton of utility that comes with these vehicles as well. And so for someone who's looking for something to haul some family members around, but also you're a little bit worried about how much space you might have, rest assured the Camry does come with a ton of space. Now, one other thing to consider is the space of the vehicle, as well as the entire size of the vehicle, does not change no matter what Camry you get. So if you get a Camry LE or a Camry XSE or this beautiful SE Hybrid, you're going to get the same size vehicle because the structures do not change. So that's something just to remember as well. Now, as we close the trunk, one last thing I can show you is that on our key, you will be able to open the trunk respectively just from the key itself. There's a couple of different ways to open the trunk, one being this key, but also there is a switch inside the vehicle that you can press as well to be able to open the trunk. So stay with me as we check out the final part of this video, which is our engine. Alright guys, and the last part of this video is the engine, and so I just want to show you this beautiful 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine that powers this SE Camry. Now, as we were driving down the road, you could feel the pickup that comes from this motor. You could feel that it puts you in your seat, gives you a ton of wonderful power to be able to pass people on the highway, but also just to be able to have a little bit more fun as you drive. Now, you can hear it running a little bit. It will shut off. Oh, just like I think it just did there. It will shut off because it does have the hybrid system. And so as the battery is charged enough, it'll be able to just run itself. But as the battery goes down, it does need to be charged by the engine itself. Now, as you can see, this is definitely a Toyota because it's very clean. It's got all the stuff right at the front, very easy to work on. Your fluids are very easy to update, to top up as well as to change. And the engine itself is just very well made. So you also have your hybrid synergy drive system that comes with all of our hybrids. It's paired with the motor to give you that power right off the acceleration, but also to be able to power the vehicle exclusively on electric when under 40 kilometers an hour. Now, rounding this out, you do get an eCVT transmission that's going to be able to give you some simulated gears, so you can shift between them, but they're not actual gears, they're just simulated gears in that continuously variable transmission. Finally, we do have 208 horsepower powering behind this vehicle, as well as a 49-liter tank for you to be able to fill up. I promise you, you will not be filling it up as much as your regular gasoline car, as that hybrid does do a very good job of keeping you away from the gas stations. And finally, we can prove that by telling you that it's got 5.0 liters per 100 kilometers combined, which is amazing for a sedan this size. So all in all, this is our 2021 Toyota Camry SE Hybrid, and it is beautiful, luxurious, sporty, and fun to drive. And if you're interested in coming on down to have a look at one, or this one specifically, come on down to 110 Can-Am Crescent here in the Brampton Auto Mall, and one of our amazing sales staff would love to help you. Have an awesome day. Take care.